Hello again. This week we are talking about the heart. It's that time of year we get told and bombarded with messages that we have to do the right thing and not forget to Valentine's Day and send our loved one, I don't know, whatever, flowers, chocolates, cuddly toys, whatever you're into, and take them out for dinner, and everything costs twice as much as it used to. And the rest of the year, so it used to annoy me when I was a chef that we'd get these tables for two on Valentine's night, and it would take forever to get them fed. They'd be sitting there and you couldn't fill the restaurant up. And anyway, and then there was that thing at school where everybody got Valentine's cards and I never got any, so that's why I'm cynical. And so you can all say "are" at the same time. But it always seems a little strange that we have to have this specific day to be able to tell the person that we love them. So, and I get how much money it generates for the card manufacturers. But anyway, but I was wondering about the heart as the seat of emotion, and that's why I got my sort of special heart t-shirt on. And why we think of it as this place that is going to be the seat of all the things that we experience our feelings from. And, we have songs, Don't Go Breaking My Heart, and Lonely Hearts Club, and all the other songs that you're all starting to think of now have the word heart in it. The heart don't lie. And it doesn't seem to make a huge amount of sense. So when you take a heart out of a body, which I have done, you look at it, it's a really strong muscle, and it has its own muscle, it has its own cardiac type of muscle, so these are specific muscles that do this job, and it's working really, really hard all the time. It's pumping about 100,000 times a day and pumping about 2,000 gallons of blood. That's 9,000 litres, and I love the way I pretended to work that out in my head when I'd already looked it up. Anyway, so it's 9,000 litres of blood a day. It's a busy old thing. So think about the guy down the gym who's the weightlifter and he's just pumping iron all day. And it doesn't have a huge number of nerve endings that are going to be having time to give sensory information. Now, there was a study a few years ago that found that there are about 40,000 nerves in the heart, and they called it the mini brain. Now, as far as cell bodies are concerned, as far as sort of nerves are concerned, 40,000 isn't a huge number. But what it also discovered is that it's sending the nerves are very similar to brain neurons, so they're not sort of the autonomic neurons that we might have, and it seems to be sending more information to the brain than from the brain. And that would make sense because we need to have this constant regulation. The brain needs to know what's going on with the heart, but it doesn't necessarily need to know how the heart is feeling. Then when you look at things like heart attacks, you're going to see that, the tendency is for there to be referred pain rather than necessarily heart pain. So what is it and where is it that we are experiencing our sense of emotions? And we haven't got to look far away from the heart, but not far away from the heart is a huge plexus, a huge central nervous system point that is massively innervated and hugely, hugely connected, and that is called the celiac plexus. So the celiac plexus sits right sort of in the middle of the sort of the spine, and it's about sort of L1, L2, maybe T10 to T12, something like that. And right across there, the tail's the diaphragm, the top of the psoas comes up to it, and the celiac plexus, as well as the sort of celiac ganglia, these sort of bundle of nerve bodies that are collected in it, has a load of other smaller plexuses. And I did wonder whether plexuses was plexuses or whether it was plexi, and it is plexuses anyway. So the other plexuses in the celiac plexus are the hepatic plexus, the splenic plexus, the gastric plexus, the pancreatic plexus, and the other derivations are down into the renal plexus, suprarenal plexus, testicular and ovarian plexus, which might give a lot of explanations as to why we have that emotional thing, the mesenteric plexus. So pretty much all the lower body stuff that's going on in terms of our guts, in terms of our digestion, in terms of our sense of what's happening in here is coming through and being involved in these nerves that are running through this celiac plexus. So in this area, the celiac ganglia, these bundles of cell nerve bodies, and there's millions of them. We're not talking 40,000 here. We're talking millions of cell bodies in here, and they innervate things like the stomach and the liver and the gallbladder and the spleen and the kidney, the small intestine, ascending and transverse colon, and even to the extent of some of the follicular movements of the ovaries as well. So it's quite a phenomenal bit of connection that's happening in here. And if you think about it, this is where we would go, we would put our hand here and we go, oh, this is my seat of emotion. This is where I sort of have that blow. This is where my breath gets taken away. And this is where I might experience my pain, my anger, my heartache, my bereavement, my jealousy. All these things might be focused in here. So have a little think about it, have a little look, and maybe the next time that you are talking about your heart or your emotions, have a little feel as to what's going on down in here. Now, of course, the thing about the celiac ganglia, the celiac plexus and trunk, of course, is going to be involved. It's got direct links to the vagus nerve, as the heart does. And the vagus nerve is going to be part of that parasympathetic, that slowing down of the heart rate. So it's even got links back up to the heart, and is capable of changing our digestion. I don't know if you've ever been, emotionally stressed, but maybe your appetite changes. Well, again, celiac plexus and celiac ganglia would be involved in sort of that regulation and that nervous system innervation there as well. Stress responses, so much is going on here that really I think we can safely say that the celiac plexus and the celiac ganglia that are part of the celiac plexus are probably more likely to be the seat of our emotional responses than the heart. So we now have to go out and change all the songs to Don't Go Breaking My Celiac Ganglia, and if you leave me now, you'll take away the very celiac ganglia of me. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, and it does need some work, but I think we could probably get some t-shirts going on. It's kind of a spidery looking thing as well, if you look at the pictures involved. So I'm not sure it's going to catch on, and I think the heart is going to have, the PR department of the heart has done its job, and I think we're going to have to be sticking with the heart. But it doesn't make a lot of sense physiologically and anatomically. So I hope that hasn't broken your heart and that I can still be your Valentine. So let me know what you think, let me know what your view is, and if you got a Valentine's card, then great, good luck to you, and put your comments down below. Please like and subscribe, share, and do all the things we're supposed to do on social media, and I'll see you next time. Use a puppy to tug on your heartstrings. Hey puppy, if that doesn't tug in your heartstrings, nothing will. Heartstrings. Now we have got heartstrings. That's a story for another time.